Hey class, how are you doing? I think some of you saw last night that I uploaded this week's work assignments, about 10 documentary videos and a couple of readings. I hope some of you guys weren't intimidated by the amount of questions. I actually lowered the amount of questions to like around 50. I want you to know not every week is going to have so many questions. The questions that I were asking weren't difficult questions. If you notice, the questions are going chronological along the videos, right? So I'm not like putting a question from the beginning of the video towards the end. As long as you watch the videos and take notes, you'll be able to answer all the questions in a timely manner. So they're not difficult questions, but it should take you some time. The reason there are so many questions this week is we're starting with introductions, right? And human geography, cultural geography, you're having everything like that involves us is part of cultural and human geography. So the clothes that we wear, the food that we eat, what we choose to believe, even our religion, even our language, everything falls under, like everything that you do on a daily basis can in some ways be tied to human geography. And so I wanted you guys to begin to understand that and understand the links. The videos I gave you were meant to elicit some of those feelings. So the very first one, Mankind, the Story of All of Us, that's the longest video I asked you to watch. It's about 55 minutes. But in it, this starts with the beginning of the universe, right? Around 13 billion years ago. Then it comes to the beginning of like humans. And then from humans, from a hunter-gatherer society, all the way to an agricultural society. And then from an agricultural society to an urban society of us living in cities to now this technological age, right? And so I wanted you to understand that full spectrum of where we've been. Then the very next video that I wanted you guys to watch was the Caspian Report of mapping the human footprint. Because I wanted you to see what humans have done from above, right? And so you start to see all these satellite views of where people are located, where people are not located, what places have access to electricity and what places don't, right? All the underwater cables that are connecting all the different continents, all the roads that we've built, every impact that humans have had. And for me, like that 20-minute video has the best visualizations that we have. So from the first video, Mankind, the Story of All of Us, you're learning about fire, music, language, all these like amazing human inventions. And then the next video, you start to see the impact those inventions have had from a bird's eye view. The very next video I wanted you guys to watch was the human population growth over time. That's just a 7-minute video. But that 7-minute video should profoundly change the way you look at humans and our history. Just how fast we've grown as a species, right? Going from just around 150 million people in the first year, year 1 AD, to now having 7.5 billion people 2,000 years later. It took us 100,000 years to get to 100 million people. Now it just took us 2,000 years. Then the first billion was 1,800. So then it took us 1,800 years to get a billion. Then it just took us like 10, 20 years to get the next billions, right? And now we might be on a trajectory towards 9.5 billion. So going from seeing that bird's eye view of humanity, the next video of the population, you can see when it all happened, right? And it's in the blink of an eye. So going from the very beginning of mankind, the story of all of us, the world was created 13 billion years ago, to where we are right now. The next video, Guns, Germs, and Steel. So this is important. The video I asked you to watch regarding that is a more cartoonish type video. It's just 7 minutes. I just couldn't give you hours and hours of content. But this 7-minute video is the book, Guns, Germs, and Steel, changed many people's perspectives on geography and the idea of environmental determinism. Are we the way we are because of where we grew up? And in that 7-minute video, they explain why the Europeans, the Eurasian, and the Middle Eastern landmasses were more apt to succeed than the New World, meaning North and South America. And a lot of that had to do with which way the world was shaped, right? North and South America is up and down. Asia is east to west. East to west is better to have a society because the seed that you have all the way in the east, chances are it'll still grow in the west because it's the same latitude and temperatures will be the same. But north and south, it might be harder to build to have like a unifying food, right? Unifying cultures because just the geography and the environment is different. So even though these are small videos, there's so much truth and knowledge in them, which is why I'm asking you 5 or 6 questions for a lot of these videos. Because I don't want you guys to watch them and you get like a phone call in the middle or a text and you're missing these important lines, right? So as opposed to like doing the typical text type stuff, I'm hoping some of these visuals really help hammer home these ideas, right, of what shaped humanity. We have the Columbian Exchange, a crash course in world history. That's just a 13-minute video. And it's the idea of how when Columbus came here, we changed as a species. All the species that were in the east, like all the horses, the sheep, the goats, the pigs, the cows, we were able to bring that to the New World. And then we had things like tomatoes and potatoes, tobacco from the New World that now went to the Old World. And this exchange, just happening 600 years ago, was the most prolific exchange of species in our human history. All right, and it's essential we remember that. Right now, you'll hear people complaining about Columbus Day, that he was an asshole. And I showed you in the video, in the reading, in A People's History of the United States, that yeah, Columbus wasn't a great guy. But what Columbus did and what it led to both a lot of death, but also a lot of riches, a lot of wealth, a lot of cultural exchange. And so it's up to us to determine how important it was, how valuable it was, what mistakes we can learn from, and also what we should appreciate from these types of scenarios. And then finally, I have some videos: Atlas Pro Geography of Fruits, Atlas Pro Geography of Spices, Atlas Pro Geography of Livestock, because I want to hammer home the importance of the agricultural revolution, the importance of spices. That's what Columbus was looking for when he went to the Indias. He wanted to get those spices. And so we have to remember these things that we take for granted, like black pepper, right? It's on our table now. At one point was the most valuable product in the world. The way we look at gold now is the way black pepper used to be. Empires in India were built on it. Istanbul, which is in Turkey, and which is like the nexus, is the city, the bridge between the East and the West, Asia and Europe, it became one of the richest cities in the world just because of its trade of black pepper that it was getting from India. And so, like I told you in the very first class, each product can tell a story of the world. And I wanted those videos, which are just 10 minutes each, to show you just the diversity and where a lot of the things that we love originated. I believe in Central Asia is where like the apple, the pear, originated. Things that now we associate with New York, right? Like the Big Apple. And so I wanted to show you kind of this globalization and this interconnectedness. I do not want you to feel like I am just trying to give you a lot of work and I'm trying to give you a ton of questions, and I don't want you to feel intimidated by it. I want you to know I'm just trying to hold you accountable, and I want you guys to learn. And so I'm trying to give you just valuable content, things that could be useful, whether you're playing Jeopardy or you're on your date and you're having like a conversation with someone and you want to come up with an interesting anecdote, or who knows, maybe you want to be a writer, an author, photography, who knows? I'm not sure what your particular passions are, but I think the more we learn about the world and what the world has to offer and what made our world, I believe hopefully you'll leave like a little bit of like a happier student. So yeah, please do the best you can on those assignments. The reading, the United States, the Inevitable Empire, I want you to start that. I didn't ask any questions regarding that reading for this class, but I probably will for next class, and there will be some stuff on the test. So What I would recommend is watch the videos, answer some of the questions while doing the videos, and then do the reading, and then be prepared to discuss some of the reading in the class. But really what that shows in The Inevitable Empire is the idea of how environmental determinism and how the United States' environment shaped us to be who we are, which is the most powerful country in the entire world. Okay, class, good luck with everything, and I'll be talking to you guys on Friday. All the best. Take care. Bye.